Hi, Tom here. Scorpio. Last week asked you to loosen your grip, to notice where control had quietly replaced trust, to recognize how much energy it takes to hold everything together from behind the scenes. This week is different. This week isn't about awareness anymore. It's about decisive, honest action. From a Vedic perspective, the energy now shifts from inner transformation into outward empowerment. In simple terms, you've already seen the truth. Now you're being asked to move in alignment with it. And for you, that's profound. Because once you act from truth, nothing stays the same. You may feel a strong internal certainty later this week. Not urgency, not emotional intensity, just a grounded knowing. A sense that something needs to change. Not dramatically, but finally. That certainty isn't coming from impulse. It's coming from clarity, earned through self-honesty. Scorpio. You're someone who understands depth instinctively. You read beneath words. You sense power dynamics. You feel truth even when it's unspoken. But sometimes, knowing the truth isn't enough. This week teaches you something crucial. Truth that isn't acted on eventually turns into tension. And tension drains your power. You may notice moments where you feel done. Done tolerating things that no longer feel aligned. Done managing emotions that aren't yours. Done holding back to maintain control. And that feeling isn't anger. It's readiness. So here's the deeper lesson this week. Control protects you from uncertainty, but it also delays transformation. Real power doesn't come from managing outcomes. It comes from standing in truth and allowing consequences. And right now, you're strong enough to do that. This week supports clean, decisive moves. Not confrontational and not dramatic. Just honest. A conversation that clarifies a dynamic. A boundary that enforced without explanation. And a decision that ends a cycle you've outgrown. These actions don't weaken your position. They strengthen it. There's also an internal liberation unfolding. As you act more transparently, you may feel lighter, less guarded, less tense, and more present. That's your nervous system recognizing alignment. When truth and action match, energy stabilizes. You might also notice fewer emotional reactions from others than you expected. Not because they don't care, but because clarity actually reduces confusion. People adjust faster when they know where they stand. Now, let's talk aligned action. One intentional move for you this week. Take one action you've been avoiding, calmly and cleanly. No build-up and no rehearsal. Just truth applied. That single move will shift a dynamic that's been draining you longer than you realize. And as you do this, notice what happens internally. Relief, groundedness, a return of self-respect. That's power, not control. Scorpio. This week marks a turning point. From holding truth privately to to living it openly. From managing energy to directing it consciously. You don't need to dominate the situation. You just need to be real inside it. That's when transformation completes itself. And you need to trust that. Before you go, there's something important you should know. These horoscopes are based on Vedic astrology, also known as sidereal astrology. That means we're using the actual positions of the stars in the sky, not the tropical system used in most Western astrology. Because of that, your sun signs here may be different than what you're used to. And that's okay. In Vedic astrology, we don't start with the sun sign. We start with the moon sign, because the moon represents your mind, emotions, and how life is experienced day to day. First, always watch this for your Vedic moon sign. That's where this horoscope will feel the most accurate and personal. Next, I recommend watching for your rising sign, also called your ascendant or lagna. Your rising sign shows how these energies show up in your physical life, your body, your environment, and the situations unfolding around you. Then, you can also watch for your sun sign, which adds insight into your identity, confidence, and sense of purpose during this time. And if love, relationships, creativity, or money are major themes for you right now, I also recommend checking your Venus sign, called Shukra in Vedic astrology, for an extra layer of clarity. For weeks where things feel intense, faded, or life-shifting, it can also be helpful to look at your lunar nodes, Rahu and Ketu. These show where growth is pulling you forward and where old patterns are asking to be released. To find your correct placements, make sure you're using a Vedic or sidereal natal chart, not a tropical one. Once you know your moon, rising, sun, and Venus signs, and optionally Rahu and Ketu, you'll get a much deeper and more complete understanding of what's unfolding. If this message resonated with you, please like the video. It truly helps support this channel and allows these messages to reach the people who actually need them. And if you're enjoying these weekly Vedic horoscopes, consider subscribing so you don't miss future messages for your signs. You are not one sign. You are a system of energies, learning how to work together. Take care and be calm.